Setting low on a hometown track, dust rolling up like a freight train stack. Cooler in the bed of a beat-up Ford. Crowds getting loud cause they know what's in store. Engines rumbling like a southeast storm. Another wild night where new legends are born. Grab your hat, grab your girl, feel that grandstand shake. Everybody knows this ain't no small town state. Cause we're full throttle Thursday night at them big bright lights, rubbing doors, riding high, leaning hard through every fight. From the backstretch to turn 4, fans holler for more and more. Ain't nothing beats that heartbeat racing. Yeah, this is iNRS racing.
All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Cup Series. Tonight we are wrapping up practice at North Wilkesboro for the Window World 225. 225 laps of short track racing here in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. I'm Rick Souza here in the booth with Jeff Deaney. And Jeff, it's North Wilkesboro. This is a classic track.
It really is. It's been a while since the real Cup cars have raced on this track, but they'll be doing that this Sunday, and we get the chance to get kind of a preview tonight with these guys from the iNRS Racing League. It ought to be a great race tonight on a great track.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now qualifying is soon to start, about a minute away. Right now, drivers are getting comfortable. We've got 24 drivers tonight battling it out. Tonight, let's cover the race. Let's bring that information up here.
It is looking good there. We've got a very short oval, just about a half a mile. Pit speed limit 35 mile an hour. That is slow coming down pit road. Track conditions are clear tonight. Fixed setup we're running. We have 6 sets of tires, and they might be able to go through all those tonight, Rick.
They will. I've got to double check that that stage break. I think that number is off. Let me just double check that while we're talking here. I think it's yeah. The stage break is actually lap 74. Little dyslexia happening there. Yeah, there it is. That's correct. 74 laps on that stage break.
We'll have to get on the guys out in the truck for missing that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keys to the race tonight. You see them up there on the right side of your screen. On this short track, tire strategy is going to be key. I mean, this track is abrasive. It's older asphalt. There is just so much going on that these guys, Rick, are really going to have to watch their tires and try to save as much as they can.
Yeah, qualifying is just kicking off. While we're covering, but you're absolutely correct. In real life they've actually have resurfaced this track, but iRacing hasn't brought that into the sim. But you're right. This track is old. It's worn, and it certainly is going to be really challenging for these drivers.
Second key tonight is to qualify well. Track position, pit strategy, all that enters into this. And passing can be notoriously difficult here at the historic North Carolina track. And so these guys want to qualify up towards the front and stay up near the front all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got it's so hard to pass here. It's really challenging. So if you can get a good qualifying spot, you can maintain that. But again, it's really going to be a challenge here when you're getting your tires, because fuel is not going to be so much an issue. They can go all the way to the stage break, and potentially, make it a good bit of this race with only one stop.
So the pit stops are going to come into play then, green flag and the caution flag pit stops, because how you get off and on pit road can make a huge difference in your track position. So that's going to be something that they try to take care of. And then the last key to the race, number 3, drive off the corner. And when we say drive off the corner, what happens is, especially on a short track, you have to time it just right getting back to the gas. And these guys will do something that they call trail braking through the corners, where they're working the gas and the brake to try to help the car turn. But you've got to get that car turned before you get back to the gas, or it's just going to push up into that outside wall. Problem is, if you just wait for it, then you have no momentum. You've lost your momentum for the straightaway, so you're going to be slow down the straightaway. So there's a real balancing act here. We're going to see guys lifting early. Some guys try to drive it in deeper, but they're going to all be trying to get the best jump off of that corner that they can.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching corner exit out of turn number 4. It's notorious to loop it around. It happens all the time. Secondly, with the short track package, there's a lot more horsepower in these cars. So, in these restarts, because if we do have someone looping it around, caution comes out, we'll be bringing that whole field back together and starting fresh. You're going to wind up with the potential for some wheel spin. And that is going to be a challenge for these guys to manage. And certainly, you've got to be careful, because you'll find yourself in the wall.
All in all, ought to be a pretty exciting race tonight. We're going to see in practice tonight. We've seen a lot of guys spinning off a 4, like you were talking, getting back to the gas too early or too hard, and not being able to squeeze into it. So it's going to be interesting tonight, and I think we're in for an exciting evening.
Yeah, I think qualifying, although there's still about another minute of qualifying left, I think for the most part, every driver is finishing. I think Eric LeBombard is one of the last drivers to finish his qualifying now, and as soon as we get it. So what's going to happen next is the drivers will, after they're done qualifying, go into the drivers meeting. That takes approximately 5 minutes, and then we'll grid up. We'll bring that grid to you, and then we'll get this event underway.
Looking at some of these unofficial times in qualifying, these guys are really going to be tightly packed tonight. I think in the fastest lap, there's about a half a second difference between first and last.
Yeah, it's absolutely a packed.
Exactly half a second.
Yeah.
So you don't see that very often when it's out to the thousandth of a second. But they're going to be pretty evenly matched. The key is going to be how the cars run in traffic, how they can make their car do things in traffic when you've got that dirty air. You're trying to save tires, your qualifying lap, your balls to the wall, full out, trying to get the most out of your car, and nobody's around you. When you're out there with 23 other guys, it becomes a bigger challenge to be able to do that.
Well, right now the drivers are in their drivers meeting for the next few minutes. We'll cover a few things. Most importantly, let's take a look at the current standings in the iNRS Racing Series.
Oh, there you see them right there. Jordan Wenzel doing a great job up there, leading the way with 4 wins. He's got the points lead. He's up 17 over Lucas Gortman. You've got Jacob Musso in third. Keenan Shoddy is in fourth. Eric Lombard in fifth. And at that point, Rick, they're almost 200 points out of the lead.
Yeah, they are. That group has done well. Obviously, we know the Eric LeBombard. If you've been watching for the series, you know that Eric LeBombard had some computer issues and pretty much was leading the points. And then, unfortunately, for the month of June, he was basically sidelined. But he's finally getting back in here in July and getting back underway. Still, obviously, in the top 5 right now, and we'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah, those 4 wins earlier in the season really helped him a lot. He's been able to bag some points in there and stay in the conversation throughout that computer problem that he was having. 6th place got Tyler Lem, followed by Grady Gherkin, Corey Ennis, Brian Jones, and Dakota Reeder round out the top 10. Then you have Alec Daffin in 11th, Joe Torres in 12th, Joseph Musso in 13th, Vince Burns 14th, Jeffrey Ramsdale 15th, Austin Walton in 16th, Kai Collymore 17th, and 18th is Anthony Japs, about 384 points out of first place.
Yeah, Kai Collymore is right there, just a couple points outside of that cut line. And going back and looking through the data, really 1st through 7th is kind of locked in. If they chose not to race, they would, for the rest of the season, they would be locked in. But everybody from Corey Ennis on down is still in play at the moment. That may change after this race as spots begin to lock in more and more. But down at the bottom, you're correct. I mean, Austin Walton is there. He's got 2 points over Kai Collymore again. Kai Collymore just 2 points out, but Jeffrey Ramsdale is just +4. Vince Burns +5, Joseph Musso +13, Joe Torres +18. Those guys are, within one good race or one bad race, really from either making it or potentially finding themselves on the bubble.
Yeah, and that's going to mean these guys are fighting tonight. They're going to be fighting for every point. They're going to be fighting to get stage points. They're going to be fighting for the win. And it's all going to be a battle tonight on a short track. So it's it's going to be interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, looking at the schedule, let's drop out of the points and let's take a quick peek at the remaining schedule here. So here in July, we've got North Wilkesboro tonight. Next week we'll be at the Brickyard, and then Iowa. So really tonight, if you count tonight, just 6 races left before the chase.
Boy, that's a lot of guys gunning for position, and still a lot of guys in it that could make their way up into the playoffs, into the chase. And it just all builds. I like this new method that we're using this year to for the points to determine who makes it into the race to the chase, if you will, and who's the guys that are out still will be racing in all the rest of these races. They just won't have the opportunity to race for the championship.
Right,
but
absolutely.
It's gonna be a good rest of the regular season here. But then I think it's going to be a pretty exciting chase at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, just about 10 seconds left before we drop that, we start gridding up and getting ready to go green here at North Wilkesboro. Again, we thank you so much for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. And if you do get an opportunity to click that subscribe button and join our family, we sure would appreciate it. All right, we are waiting for the drivers to. They've just got that signal that the drivers meeting and warm up is over.
Looks like they have populated the running order here now.
All right, we got that. Let's go ahead and get this grid going because it's going to go fast.
Right off the bat, row one, we got Joe Musso sitting on the pole tonight. Way to go, Joe. Keenan Shoddy is next to him. You heard those names and are talking about the leaders. Jake Musso in third, Jordan Wenzel in fourth. Row three, we have Lucas Gortman, our points leader, in position 5. Eric Bombard is in 6th. In row 4, Alec Daffin in 7th and Brian Jones in 8th. And in row 5, Kai Collymore in that 39 car alongside Tyler Lem in the 99.
All right, in row 6, Garrett Walden and Grady Gherkin. In row 7, you've got Edward Shearer Jr. and Jeff Ramsdale. In row 8, you've got Corey Ennis and Joe Torres. Row 9 brings us Dakota Reeder and Tony Japs. And in row 10, you've got Matthew Wheeler and Mike Wheel.
And closing it out here, row 11, Scott Thomas alongside Matt Parasini. In row 12, we've got Austin Walton and Vince Burns. And that rounds out the field for tonight. The cars have left the grid. They're on their way around their warm-up lap. And we'll be going green very, very shortly.
Absolutely. Everything happens pretty fast here at North Wilkesboro. Laps are just around sub 20 seconds, so absolutely looking forward to getting underway. Drivers will probably take that green flag next time by.
Yeah, the pole speed tonight was 18.277. Can you imagine getting a half a mile in 18 seconds? That's going pretty fast. And you've got 4 corners all while you're doing it.
All right, pace car drops off. Joe Musso waiting for that flagman green flag to drop. Here we go. Green flag flies here at North Wilkesboro.
Good jump. Everybody makes it across the line cleanly.
Still too wide in the field.
Keenan Shoddy really shot out there in front of Joe Musso.
Yeah, these guys have got to have a little bit of patience here. This track is super easy to make a mistake on, to slip out of the way, get a little under somebody. We talked about this before on previous short tracks, and that is braking zones. Your braking zone is not the same as the guy in front of you, and you got to be super careful as you enter and exit out of these corners so you don't tap him in that left rear and spin him around in front of you.
Yeah, it can be really dicey out there, especially after a start or a restart where the cars are bunched up so much. They're starting to spread out a little bit, but it's like you said, imagine yourself going down the freeway and the guy in front of you brake checks you. Sometimes that's what it feels like. You can get one guy that's lifting a lot earlier than somebody else.
Oh, caution flies. Corey Ennis goes around. The 27 car goes around. And the 94 of Matt Parasini involved.
Yeah, that'll put those guys at the back of the field now. For Matt Parasini, that's not a huge drop, but Corey Ennis lost 8 spots due to that.
He was already back there at the tail end of the field, just watching just what happened here. It looks like there's some contact in front.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with Corey, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like the 94 got a bump, and then Bounced off the wall right into Corey.
Yeah, yeah. The 79 was involved as well.
Yeah, that was Scott Thomas.
Yeah. Well, caution flies a bit early here at North Wilkesboro as you got Corey Ennis and Vince Burns both in the pits, probably just taking a quick stock of just what's happening with their cars, how much damage is there.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't hurt you any because you're at the back of the field anyway. You're the last two cars on the lead lap. Corey Ennis spending a little extra time in there.
Yeah, he may have some damage he needs to get repaired. Yeah, I don't see a black flag or anything of that nature, so he is okay, I guess. Aerodynamics don't really play a factor on this track, but certainly, you don't want to have toe link damage or anything of that nature. So.
Yeah, so true. The other thing is because it's a half-mile track. If you're trying to get work done while you're in the pits, like Corey Ennis was doing, you don't have a long time. Those guys are making it back around the track again pretty quickly. So you've got to get in there quick, get to your stop without speeding, get a little bit of work done, and get back out of there and get on the track again so you don't go a lap down. So good job by Corey Ennis and Vince Burns, but they're both one lap down now.
They are, and we're about to go back to green flag racing here at North Wilkesboro. All right, Keenan Shoddy out in front. He's got in control of this restart. And the green flag flies are back underway here in North Wilkesboro.
Another great jump by Keenan Shoddy. Wow.
Field begins to stretch. I see a little bit of movement happening there between a number of drivers as they try to figure out the best way to get around this track. One of the unique parts about North Wilkesboro is that coming down the front stretch, out of turn 4, you're actually driving downhill into turn 1. And then on the backside, conversely, you're driving uphill to get into turn 3.
Yeah, it's got to be a very weird sensation for a driver to have those kind of elevation changes. You're used to it on a road course, but on an oval, they're usually fairly flat, plus the banking of the track, but not a lot of uphill, downhill. Dover's one that I think of, but that's mainly in the turns. It's like you're dropping down into the turn, coming back up out of it.
Keenan Shoddy's got a pretty good jump, about 3/4 of a second out in front of second place Jordan Wenzel. Kai Collmore cautions out. Something happened with I think Kai Collmore here.
Yeah,
he's now on pit road. I don't see any obvious damage to the 39, but let's take a quick peek at the. Let's just go back. Yeah, I'm not sure what brought out that caution, but we'll. It was kind of a late caution. Watch the 39. He gets a little bit loose. Let's just back that up, see if he had any help there. No, I think he's just all loose and all on him.
Back to the gas and around it came.
Yep, nothing but a little tire damage there, but he's all good.
That was a good spot, though. He was able to get into the pits and not be speeding, it looks like. So, real good work there. Matt Parasini, Corey Ennis are both back in the pits again. Corey Ennis just came out. Matt Parasini's in there for an extended pit stop.
And Vince Burns will probably get his lap back. He was, I think, in that lucky dog position, so he'll be able to get his lap back. All right, just our second caution so far, but we've only done 15 laps.
Yeah. Interesting thing on this track is when the cars pit, they are going into turn 3 where they have to enter the pits. So they've got to go all the way through turn 3 and turn 4 at pit road speed, and then down. So green flag pit stops are going to really be interesting tonight because of that. If a caution comes out in the middle, that's going to jumble the order up a little bit.
All right, about to go back to green flag racing here. It's all on Keenan Shoddy on this restart, Echo Park restart zone, and boom, off he goes. Shot out of a cannon, just a great jump as always. And he drops down to that inside line. Just behind him, Brian Jones and Jordan Wenzel side by side, door to door, jockeying for that second place position.
And Keenan Shoddy loves seeing those guys racing.
Oh, caution's back out again. Joe
boy.
Torres, I think, is involved. He's pointing. That's not the, putting the nose into that Craftsman Truck Series banner is not exactly what you want to see.
No. Take a look and see what happens here. '99's giving him plenty of room there.
I think it's just that we talked about. It's that turn 4 bug. He got bit by it.
Yeah. When you're coming out of turn 4 like that, you've got a lot of wheel in the car, meaning you have your steering wheel turned quite a bit to the left. And if you get back to the gas just a little bit too hard with all that torque on your front end, it's just going to bring that back end right around. And unfortunately, he found that out the hard way.
A couple of drivers on pit road, Kai Collmore and Joe Torres. Expect both of those probably to get some tires done, tire change after those last couple of incidents. What you will see is some changes that iRacing has implemented this past update this week, in that the time spent in the pits for a 4-tire change has been pared back. It's closely now to what we see on Sunday, somewhere in the 10, 11, 12 second range for a 4-tire stop versus what it was, which is based off the previous Cup car, around 12, 13, 14, 15 seconds for a pit stop.
Yeah, that'll help these guys tonight, as they're especially in this when the track is so small and the lap times are so short.
Yeah, the hardest part about this track is what you alluded to earlier, and that is it's a half-mile track. It's super slow getting on pit road and off pit road. It'll take you 42 seconds to get onto pit road, get in your stall, get a 4-tire stop, and then get off. You're going to wind up potentially losing 2 laps just getting on and off pit road under green flag conditions.
Yeah, you have 42 seconds. 2 laps here is going to be about 36 seconds. So yeah, you're going to lose 2 and a little spare change. If you have any trouble in the pits, it's going to be a mini disaster for you.
All right, here we go. Starting again. Keenan Shoddy to the outside this time. Brian Jones to the inside. And we are back underway. Brian Jones does a great job of not letting that 45 get away, and he is right on him to the inside.
Yeah, it takes him just about a full lap to be able to get his nose out in front of him and take that first spot there. Good job again by Keenan Shoddy. Even though he didn't get the rocket launch, he was still able to. Now he's able somehow to really stretch it out. He's really got a good lead already over that 4 car of Brian Jones.
Yeah, Brian Jones continues to do a great job and to be in sole possession of second. Jake Musso there in third, but behind him, Eric LeBombard and Jordan Wenzel were battling pretty tightly. Then LeBombard just made it past. Keenan Shoddy put up the fastest time so far, an 18.29 out there in clean air. Oh, and caution flies again. Tyro Lem and Jeff Ramsdell involved here. That's the 99 and the 97 going around.
Yeah, with the good news on all these cautions early on is everybody's on the lead lap now. So guys that spun and maybe lost the lap have been able to get the lucky dog and get back in line. So all 24 cars on the lead lap now.
Yes, watching the 99 and the 97. Oh, right there. The 99 goes around solo, and then looks like the 97 checked up, and Joe Torre's
Yep.
number of drivers just kind of got bumped and shoved a little bit.
Yeah, when you get these short, narrow tracks, it's very, very tough on drivers when somebody checks up in front of them because you're traveling at a pretty good rate of speed, and then the guy checks. It's like somebody brake checking you on the freeway, and sometimes it's just almost impossible to see it. And then the cars that are behind those two cars, they can't see anything, so they don't know for sure what's going on either.
All right, that's our fourth caution in just 29 laps. That's a really bad number there. These guys are going to do a little bit better. It's going to be a long night if we're just going to have cautions on average every 7-8 laps.
Yeah. And these guys, they've got to be able to get into a rhythm. A lot of times your short tracks are really rhythm tracks, and you get into that rhythm, and once you can get that, then you can get those longer green flag runs, but we've got to be able to get to that point first.
All right, pace car is off. We've got drivers coming together. Keenan Shoddy out in front. He's on that outside line. Brian Jones to the inside. Echo Park restarts. We're back underway. Good jump again by Brian Jones, keeping Keenan Shoddy honest. But obviously, you're at the mercy of that leader. He's got a little bit of advantage there.
Yeah, and then the leader gets there by himself, and you've got the Brian Jones and Eric Lombard racing side by side, so neither of them can get quite the line that they want to get coming into and off of the corners. So they're losing speed to him every lap they run side by side. Now they've got those next four cars there have gotten into single file, so they'll be able to hopefully, for their sake, track down Keenan Shoddy.
And caution comes out again. Vince Burns involved in the 55. Let's see what happened to Vince Burns. The potential the 99 was also involved. We'll keep an eye on these two. Oh, there's something happening right in front of them.
Yeah. Oh, that green car, I couldn't see the number on it. All of a sudden, he's sideways.
Yeah, try to see who that actually is. Okay, that's the 42 of Tony Japs.
Okay.
So door contact with the 96 of Mike Wheel. That spins him around. Then he gets a bump from Scott Thomas behind. And then the 99, the 55 tries to avoid him and gets a little tap from Kai Collimore, and he winds up in the grass.
Yeah, that's just one of those racing deals. They
Yep.
You got guys, slowing down. Different speeds really can run, just ruin your day here. You get guys slowing down. The guys behind them don't know they're slowing down, and they're into the back end of somebody, which pushes them into someone else. And it's so easy on these short tracks to all of a sudden find yourself the victim of somebody else's mishap.
Well, as you mentioned before, I think we've got everybody back on the lead lap except for Joe Torres. I think he is a lap down, and also Ramsdell. He is coming out of the pits. We'll see where he winds up right now. I think he is also a lap down. So 2 cars, 1 lap down. That's Joe Torres and Jeff Ramsdell as they're about to go back to green flag racing here. Again, Keenan Shoddy will be the leader, but Eric Bombard has picked up 4 spots. He is now sitting there to his inside.
Eric Bombard, a good restarter as well, so this will be interesting.
Good jump by Keenan Shoddy there.
Yep.
Good single file line for back 3 or 4 spots here. Now we're 3 wide though. That is not always going to work here at North Wilkesboro. Still 3 wide.
Yeah, they can't go very many laps at that.
Oh, we've done 1.
Somebody's going to have to give. Guys think they're running at Talladega.
Yep, we're done a couple
Still
laps
running
here.
Look at that.
28 and the 84. That's Joe Musso. Caution flies. Garrett Walden is around.
That was interesting. That was what, either in 3 or on the entrance to 3.
Watch the 43 there, that Walmart car. Part of that 3 wide episode just behind it.
Yeah.
He just self spins.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on the exit of 4 again.
Imagine that.
That just seems to be where everybody's getting it.
Yep, that seems to be the story so far tonight, that exit out of turn 4 makes it that much more challenging.
A lot of cars in the pits right now. Tyler Lim, Corey Ennis, Tony Japs, Vince Burns, Matt Pirosini. Vince Burns and Corey Ennis. Oh, now everybody's starting to come out. So we have a few guys in there on extended pit stops.
All right, 43 laps in. Getting there, Jeff. Stage break at 74, so
31 to go to the stage break.
yeah.
And a lot of these guys have taken, when they've gone in for pit stops, they're getting gas while they're in there. So they possibly, if they took tires, they may be able to have a pretty short pit stop at the stage break, or maybe even able to flip the stage. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but you never know. Somebody may try it.
All right, pace car drops off. Keenan Shoddy's got another chance, and here we go. Back to green flag racing.
Great jump again. It looks like Brian Jones so far has done a really good job at timing Keenan Shoddy's jump and staying with him for a little bit, but nobody else has really been able to.
He's door to door with Eric Bombardo. Tags the safer barrier a little bit there as these 2 drivers are battling there for second. Behind them go Grady Gurkett, Jake Musso Jr., Jordan Wenzel. As the field begins to thin out a little bit more in the back, but we're watching those side-by-side battles because that's where the potential incidents happen here.
Yeah, it is so easy,
Oh,
especially if you
85 goes right
oh,
around. Oh, big. I think Mike Wheel also involved, I think.
yeah, several cars back there got involved in that one.
Yeah, Dakota Reader.
Looked like he got loose and overcorrected, but that was just on first glance. We can take a look at the replay. We'll see what really happened to him.
Yeah, unfortunately, also Mike Wheel, the 96. You can see that right front is not rotating. He has got some major suspension damage on that car. See right there, he has got a,
Yeah,
yeah, he's in trouble.
we talked about taking care of your tires. That was not what we meant.
No, and all the taking care of it's not going to matter much when someone drives into your left rear. That's for sure. So watch the 96 go around here. There's the 85 coming around. Let's hang on one second. Let's change our camera here. Unfortunately, that didn't give us the picture we wanted. See the 96, the 85 spins. He's nose into the wall as he's pirouetting there. The
Oh yeah,
the
there you can
96 had,
see.
yeah,
Oh my.
he had no place to go, and unfortunately, put that car in the air and slammed it back down. That damaged the right rear significantly.
Yeah, that's going to be a long pit stop for Mike Wheel.
Yeah.
If he can even get that car back out on the track.
Well, we're back under caution again here, lap 50 of our scheduled 225.
Exactly half of our field have pitted already. Kai Collymore is currently in 11th place. He last pitted on lap 27 along with Austin Walton, who's in 14th. A couple cars pitted on lap 48, 49, and then we had another one, Corey Ennis, on lap 41. So 3 guys still in the pits: Mike Wheel, Dakota Reader, Matt Parasini.
As the green flag is about to fly here in North Wilkesboro, we're back underway. Keenan Shoddy out in front. Good solid restart. Good battle.
Just been solid all night long with those restarts.
Yeah, looking up here, you got a lot of battles happening with Jordan Wenzel and the 46 of Grady Gherkin. They're battling side by side. You got right behind them, you got Alex Daffin and Lucas Gortman. As we talked about at the beginning of the onset of the broadcast, there is a lot of caution flies again for Corey Ennis.
Corey's having a rough night tonight.
Yeah, not his best night, that's for sure. But as we talked about, sometimes you're just the result. You're just the victim of circumstance.
Yep.
It's like just spinning off of turn 4.
Yeah. Got loose, overcorrected up into the outside safer barrier, and then down to the inside safer barrier. That's
yeah, got a little tap there as well, but that brings out our 8th caution. We're averaging right around 7 laps of caution here, so.
yeah. Those guys that are running up in that the front part of the field, they are definitely not going to be pitting till the stage break. They do not want to give up track position. There could be some cars that take advantage and stay out at the stage break, but I think any advantage they gain is going to be short-lived. I don't know that if anyone will do that or not. Be interesting to see. Some guys will. Their philosophy is do what the other guys don't. So as we come to the line, it'll be Keenan Shoddy, Brian Jones, Jake Musso, Eric LeBombard, Grady Gherkin, Jordan Wenzel, Lucas Gortman, Alec Daffin, Joe Musso, and Edward Shearer, rounding out that top 10.
Well, also one thing we've got to consider is that this is North Wilkesboro is the second to last race in our midsummer bracket. Brian Jones, Joe Torres, Jacob Musso, and Jordan Wenzel are all battling. We'll update you a little bit later in the broadcast. So right now you got Brian Jones up sitting in second,
and he does not hold his own on the restart this time. Keenan Shoddy once again out to a great jump on that restart.
Solid with LeBombard in sole position of second, Brian Jones there in third, and then it gets a little bit dicey with Jake Musso, Grady Gherkin, and Jordan Wenzel all right there battling. Looks like Wenzel's got a little bit of nose damage on that 81.
Yeah, their intervals are crazy, like a hundredth or 300ths of a second. So somebody around there, the green and yellow car.
Don't know. Boreanaz is still in the pits. Mike Wheel is in there with damage. I don't know exactly what happened. I can't tell you.
I couldn't see the number on the car. I could see a green and yellow car spinning down to the inside. Oh, it's probably Eric LeBombard. He's back in 18th spot. Oh, now he's making his way back up again. But
let's
he's 16th. Yeah.
Let's focus on him at the yellow. So he's right in second. Yeah, we were looking back to the rest of the field at this point. Oh yeah, all by himself. That John Deere 58.
Oh.
Out of turn 4, imagine that. Yep.
Fortunately locks it down and is able to stay off the wall, not do any damage to his car. See what kind of shape his tires are in. Like he's going to try to hit. No, maybe not. He's just taking the short way around.
Number of drivers in the pits: Scott Thomas, Tyro Lem, Dakota Reeder, Boreanaz. Boreanaz has been there for over 4 minutes, as has Mike Wheel and Matt Pericini as well. I think Mike Wheel has actually retired. All right, we talked to you about that bracket. We're watching those drivers. Again, we're focusing on Brian Jones and Joe Torres, Jacob Musso, and Jordan Wenzel.
Lights are off on the pace car, and into the pits he goes.
All right, 65 laps. I'll have to go back to green here, lap 66. Just 8 laps away from our stage break. They can hold it together. Tyro Lem will get his lap back on this on the stage break. Right now it's time to fight for points, guys, because there's not much time left with just 8 laps to go in this stage.
And as we've seen in the standings, the points are making a big difference in the stage points, I should say, are making a big difference in the championship battle.
Absolutely. Then turn 4, watching drivers exit. We'll go on board.
Ooh, car into the skimming along safer period. That green card.
Yep, that's Grady Gherkin. Right behind him is Alex Daffin. We can go on board with Alex Daffin. Get you a feel for what these drivers see. You can watch that orange bar on top of his steering wheel. You can see how much he has to work that to get that car to rotate.
Yeah, you can see it down there in the middle of the corner. You just about can't see that orange bar, orange tape anymore. At some points, it just disappears.
Yeah. All right, cautions again coming out here. Kai Collimore, I think, is involved. Let's go back and see just what happened here with the 39.
That is a great shot of how close these guys drive to the wall. I mean, we're talking inches.
Oh, the 58 goes around, straightens itself out, but unfortunately, 28's in the wall. The 39 just pirouettes through there. Not a lot of contact for the 39, but, well, I take that back. The 79 of Scott Thomas whaled him right there in the left front. But it looks like he caught enough of the bumper and not enough of the tire, so I think this 39 will get away with that. All right, that happened right here at lap 73, which I think is going to wind up putting us through the stage break. We'll figure out how the stage points work. It always happens that way when that caution comes out at or around that stage points. I never know how that stage works.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys pitted on lap 72, but Keenan Shoddy and Lucas Gortman and Matthew Wheeler did not. So I'm going to guess they're probably going to have to pit during the stage break, and they're going to have a lot of guys starting in front of them.
I don't think they're going to come in. I think they're going to stay out. Well, I think they've got enough fuel on board that can take them past lap 100, and with all these stage breaks, I think they're probably closer to lap 125.
If their tires will hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's going to be. Man, it's almost suicide for those guys that come in and pit.
Yeah.
It's put them so far back in the field.
Yeah, our telemetry has him with about 40% of his fuel left. But again, as you indicated, these tires have been cycling up and down with all these green flag and yellow flags.
Well, we're back to green, so they stayed out.
All right, Keenan Shoddy out front. He's got Lucas Gortman of Jeff Ramsdell, and the 6 takes over second. Jeff Ramsdell is in third. Fourth is Grady Gherkin in the 46. And behind them is a gaggle of drivers, sometimes 2 and 3 wide here, as they're aggressively going at it. You can see the 58 there on the high line and the 25. And just beneath him, the 84 almost had a little bit of contact, I thought, with that left rear of the 58. Brian Jones just dropped down low. Now he's spinning. We stayed green. How did that happen? Brian Jones was sideways, and we stayed green. All good.
Yeah, love that. Let's see that a little more. Brian Jones doesn't seem to be any worse for wear there in that 4 car. You can see he's still making his way back up towards the front.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring up that track map, see where we are at here. Field is now over almost half the, just about half the track right now, kind of spread out a bit. Keenan Shai's got a pretty good gap over Cortman, nearly a full second. And then we go back and look at who's battling here, and right behind them, look at 3 wide with a 58. That's Ramsdale, Musso, and LeBombard there. Oh, super tight racing with LeBombard and Musso. So he transitioned here from a late afternoon into early evening here in North Wilkesboro. Lights are on.
You could see the brake rotor there on Eric LeBombard's 58, that green and black car. They're just there's so you to see it again in that shot. Just hard on the brakes into the corner to try to get that car to slow down and up the turn. You'll be able to see it here.
Yeah, as these drivers run in and out of their brake rotors just glowing hot as they're getting in there.
Somebody brushed the wall there.
Yeah. And that's perfectly normal, folks. That's you'll see that in real life on Sunday. It's just how things work. Oh, a little bit of contact again with the 58 and the 25.
Yeah, Jake Musso and Eric LeBombard duking it out a little bit there. I don't think either one of those guys, they don't do that intentionally. It's just, it's hard to describe the forces that a driver feels when he's going into a corner like that, and you're trying to keep your car turning left, but everything in that car wants to push up into that outside wall. The inertia is just trying to push it up there, and you're trying to do everything you can to keep that car low. Well, when you're running side by side, oops, somebody around.
I think that's 10. That's the Matt Wheeler car, but he keeps it pointed in the right direction, and the caution does not come out as the 10 continues on. That's good for us, good for you. 137 laps complete with 137 laps to go, 90 laps complete here in North Wilkesboro.
And now you can see on the track map that they're spread out over almost 3/4 of the track, and I think that helps us from the standpoint of the racing's not as close, so there's not as many guys bumping into one another, and hopefully we can get some green laps, get a good long green lap run here.
I think the biggest challenge is going to be as your leader Keenan Shida begins to wrap this track. He's going to wind up. He's about a straightaway away from running up onto the first car a lap or so down. That's Vince Burns, and Vince Burns is currently 1 lap down, but he's got the leader on his tail.
Yeah, and Keenan Shoddy is slowing down. You can tell those tires are starting to wear on him. He has dropped about 0.6 of a second from his first lap speed, his fast lap, and so that's going to catch up to him and allow all the other drivers to catch up to him. He and Lucas Cortman still holding court out front, but both of those guys have dropped 0.5 to 0.6 of a second in their lap times.
Yeah, Eric is very smooth here as he's on and off. You can see those lap cars in front of him as he begins to work his way around. Now, as we talked about earlier, as he encounters these lap down cars, you're not going to be able to run your preferred line for the most part. You're going to have to figure out a way to get around them And with someone who's on tires that are nearly 100 laps old, as Keenan Shoddy is, that makes things a bit more challenging.
Yeah. He's showing right now how he earns his paycheck.
Yeah, the number 10 car
job.
of Matthew Wheeler, Matt is the last car on the lead lap. He is the first car that Keenan Shoddy will run into. The red car in his windshield right there, that's Vince Burns. Vince is one lap down. Oh, caution flies.
Right there in front of the starter.
Big incident. Brian Jones, Matt Wheeler, Tony Japs, all involved. We're looking at Tony Japs here, see if that's where it took place. Yeah, he goes in, he's dirt tracking it sideways. And then unfortunately, right in front, that's the 85 of Reeder. He has to take evasive action. And now he's in front of the leaders. There's Matt Wheeler.
Oh.
There's your leader right there who avoids the wreck. But unfortunately, a lot of damage on those two race cars. All right, pretty much the entire field came in during that, including your leaders, Keenan Shoddy and Lucas Corbin. Those drivers are now out here at lap 97, getting their pit stop in.
Yeah, it looks like 3 drivers stayed out. Grady Gherkin, Alec Daffin, and Garrett Walden all last pitted on lap 72. Looks like they stayed out, which dropped Keenan Shoddy down to 4th place. But he's got 25 lap newer tires than these guys, so we'll see how much that matters.
Yeah,
here when we go back to green.
We should figure that out pretty quick here. All right, this is our 11th caution. 99 laps complete. We're working our way almost to the halfway point here at North Wilkesboro. Appreciate all of you who have tuned in.
One gentleman we've not talked too much about tonight is Austin Walton in the 9 car. Austin started back at the back of the field. I think he started 23rd, and he is up 14 positions to that number 9 slot now. So jumped 14 spots to 9th spot, and or 10th. He's bouncing back and forth here. We'll see when we go green. Oh, we have gone green. That's why he's bouncing back. I'm reading the stats and not paying attention to the track.
All right, out in front, Grady Gherkin, Alex Daffin, Keenan Shoddy now right there as these guys are working to get back up. Again, those guys in front, Gherkin and Daffin did not pit that time. So right behind them is a battle between LeBombard and Keenan Shoddy as they're working to get back up to the front. They've got a couple drivers on older tires in front of them.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a battle. They got back up there very quickly.
Jordan Wenzel back there, right there too. Little action right behind to the 43 car there as well. Let's say out of shape, that's Garrett Walden. They're 2 and 3 wide right there mid-pack. But Grady Gherkin now takes, and the caution flies. Jake Musso, I think, involved. See some left front damage on the 25 of Musso. Watching him come down here. Looking for a better camera angle. Here we go. There's a 25 right there. Again, turn 4. There's the
little bump up front.
Yep.
There he goes. He just spun on his own, didn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit of paint off the left front there. But that was enough to bring out our 12th caution of the night.
Kid gets it back underway quickly. Not too much damage, I wouldn't think, but he's going to come in and have him take a look at it.
Again, it's that long drive to get onto pit road and just figure out what's going on. Taking the opportunity, just as you said, Jeff, to pull in. When the driver pulls into his pit stall without a meatball flag to say, hey, you've got some major damage, they get an indication just how long in seconds it's going to take to affect repairs on that car. And very often, and I'm sure in the case of Musso, it was really relatively short, so he can figure out just exactly how to get in and out quickly.
Yeah, and he's fortunate. He's not out of this thing by any shot, because right now looks like we have 13 cars on the lead lap, and Jake's in the 12th spot. So there's only 12 or 11 cars in front of him right now, and so that little incident's going to set him back some, but there's still 108 laps of racing to go. So I think Jake Musso should be in a decent position.
Two drivers who are just one lap down. That's Torres and Burns. If and when that caution flag comes out again, one of those two drivers will be in that lucky dog position to get a lap back. Right now, it's Joe Torres. All right, green flag flies again. Grady Gherkin leads this field. He had Alex Daffin to the inside in the 84, who is door-to-door with Keenan Shoddy. Both of those drivers, Gherkin and Daffin, came in at lap 72. Here we are at lap 109. Daffin to the inside, takes a low line. He's still pressing hard. He's got some good moves here to the inside, and he's challenging the 46 for the lead here. 45 is sitting right behind. That's Keenan Shoddy waiting for an opportunity. Drivers bunch up a little bit. You see the 6 of Lucas Gortman there, along with Jordan Wenzel. And the 84 of Daffin gets under and takes over the lead. And then Grady Gherkin powers on and gets it back. These guys are door-to-door here at North Wilkesboro, battling for the lead up in front.
Some great racing taking place at this point in the race. These two cars battling up front, like you just said, Rick. You've got Grady Gherkin and Alec Daffin just fighting tooth and nail for that first spot. Keenan Shoddy right on their bumper, trying to wait. He's basically watching for one of them to bobble, make a little bit of a mistake, and get himself in position to get around them. But he's having a battle with Lucas Gortman, our points leader, who's staying pretty close to him. And it's getting very, very active up at the front right now. This is some good racing.
Grady Gherkin to the outside, stays high. Alex Daffin in the 84 runs that low line. No real advantage either way. Again, the key is, as we indicated, as the key to one of our keys to tonight's event was being able to drive off that corner. I think you can do that better in that high line, as you just saw Grady Gherkin now get by cleanly with Keenan Shoddy now battling, and Alex Daffin slips back to third.
Yeah, Keenan Shoddy trying to take that low line because Grady Gherkin's taking the high line. So if he stays high, he's just going to run around behind him. He wants to take advantage of those tires, so you can see him running that middle lane, sometimes dropping down closer to the bottom and trying to take the short way around. The problem is you can't get back to the gas as quick, but he did a really good job of it right there.
Yeah, Keenan Shoddy's got those fresher tires. He's able to stick lower on this and power off, and get back to the lead. Keenan Shoddy retakes the lead here at lap 118.
Yeah, it didn't take him too long to come back from fourth spot to get the lead again. But those guys gave him a good battle. Alec Daffin and Grady Gherkin really trying their best to stay up front.
Only one car in the pits right now. That's the 78 Scott Thomas. You saw Scott involved in that latest incident. I think he may have wound up with some suspension damage. He's in there for a while. I don't see a meatball flag, but he's certainly there trying to get it all sorted out.
Yeah, he's been 18 minutes in the pits right now, so that's some extensive damage.
Right behind your leader, though, Gortman and Grady Gherkin side by side, and right behind them, Eric LeBombard, who we saw spinning in the back just a little while ago, now finds himself back up to third, and he's still charging, now taking it 3 wide, door to door, the 46, the 58, and the 6 all there, and he gets by the 46 and takes over third.
That was some amazing driving between Eric LeBombard and Lucas Gortman in the 58 and the 6. I mean, they were going through the corner as fast as they could possibly go, probably 4 inches separating them.
Well, these two drivers are still battling right here. The 6 drops down. Let's go on board with Eric LeBombard here.
Yeah, you can see that 6 just outside there. You can't seem to quite get clear of him. Now 6 makes a comeback, comes up alongside.
Still there.
And in the meantime, that's letting Keenan Shoddy just jump out.
Yeah, almost a 2-second advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this battle happening behind him, Keenan Shoddy is checked out. Keenan Shoddy's next is about a straightaway and a little bit from the 42 of Tony Japs before he hits any lap down traffic.
It's amazing to me how long these guys are staying on the brakes. You can see with the brake rotors glow. They're still glowing as they're coming out of the corner. In a lot of tracks, you're able to brake going in, but then you can lift by the time you get to the middle of the corner, and those brakes cool back down. But man, those rotors are just red hot. $14 cars on the lead lap right now. Joe Torres in the 3 car is the first car lap down, and he is working to try to stay in position for the lucky dog. Let's hope we don't have a look at the lucky dog in a while.
So right now, again, Brian Jones currently sitting in 5th and Joe Torres in 15th. That's the left side of that bracket between those two drivers. On the right side, you've got Jacob Musso and Jordan Wenzel battling. Jacob is currently right now in 13th. Wenzel is in 6th. So right now, if the race were to end today, you'd have Brian Jones and Jordan Wenzel battling for the in-season summer bracket championship at Indy. Well, Keenan Shoddy in the 45 continues to extend his lead over Eric LeBombard and Lucas Corbin. Those two have stopped battling door to door as they try now to chase down your leader. Behind them, you've got Alex Daffin. Alex is right there with Brian Jones, and Brian Jones has got the 81 of Jordan Wenzel behind him as these drivers begin to try and find out who's going to take over 4th place.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You see a lot of movement, guys coming and going up in the front of the field. Earlier we saw Jordan Wenson up around 3rd. Now we see him slip back to 6th, but he's fighting and could find his way back to 4th pretty quickly if he can get a break here.
Solid battle here. Again, let's go back on board with Jordan Wenzel here. So watched I'm watching the miles per hour. So at the end of the straightaway, almost to 120 miles an hour, all the way down to like low 70s. Then now again back on the gas, 124 down to 71. So there's really nearly they're dropping about 50, 60 miles per hour just to come in and out of these corners.
Yeah, that's a big change. Hard braking going into the corner. You can see that car there, Jordan Wenzel, trying to push up, and then he's able to get it turned.
Wenzel working his way around Daffin and Jones, or he's trying to, as he tries to get back up and in contention to chase down Lucas Gorman and LeBombard and make his way up to the front.
Pretty much got that fourth position now.
Yep. But still almost 6 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, this is just giving Keenan Shoddy a chance to really get out there. He's got 3 seconds over third place and now 5 seconds over fourth place.
45 is right now your leader, and he's got the 10 of Matthew Wheeler there, lap down cars. He's battling that. That's kind of slowed him down a bit as the 10 is not giving up that position. And
yeah, you can see Keenan Shoddy's lap times on that last lap dropped a full second. So trying to figure out how, because that car does not want to be passed. He does, even though he's a lap down already, he still wants to, actually he's 6 laps down.
Yeah.
He probably should move over and just let him go.
Yeah, he did, but unfortunately that allowed Eric LeBombard to close that gap behind your leader. Now it's down to just 5/10 of a second. That really closed the gap for the 46 and the 58.
Yeah, there's some unwritten rules in driver etiquette that if you're on the lead lap and the leader's getting ready to pass you, you don't owe him that spot. You have every right to fight for it. But when you're running 2 laps, 3 laps, 6 laps down,
move over.
It's good sportsmanship to just move up, lift early, let that guy get around you, and don't ruin his race.
All right, the 45 has now got the 58 of Eric LeBombard right there battling for the lead here. Try to take it away inside of traffic. See door-to-door action here as and you've got the 55 of Vince Burns is unfortunately becoming a pick to some extent by the 58. Vince Burns is trying to get up out of the way. Fortunately,
Eric LeBombard all the space he needed to get up front there.
Yep, 58 takes over the lead here. Your new leader, Eric LeBombard, here at lap 146. Just 80 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. But we've had some great green flag racing for the past number of laps. That's been just fabulous. We saw these drivers come in around lap 97. Maybe 105 was the last caution, but really over 40 plus laps of green flag racing. That's good news.
Yeah, it really is, and it's really allowed these drivers to show what they're capable of. When you're having to stop for a caution flag every 4 to 6 laps, you just don't get in a rhythm. You don't get a chance to strategize your race, look what you're going to do, because you don't know what's going to happen. Now this is giving these guys a chance to really earn their paychecks, to get out there, do some good, hard, clean racing, and we're seeing what they're capable of.
Absolutely.
Eric Lombard doing a great job now at staying out in front of Keenan Shoddy. Got about a half a second gap on him there. You see about 3, maybe 4 car lengths. And he's now he's able to settle in and just keep moving.
See the 6 of Lucas Corbin working his way around the 55. Going back to Jordan Wenzel, he now is working with lap traffic. He's got the 10 of Matt Wheeler in front of him. And then he'll deal with, I think that's Corey Ennis in front of him as well.
You can see some of these lap cars will just graciously step out of the way. They'll see what lane the faster car coming up behind them, they'll see what lane he's running, and when he gets to them, they'll just move to a different lane and let that driver go, let him keep running the lane that he's running.
Yeah, and then there's also some team strategies here too. If you're back there, you're having a tough night, but you have an opportunity to maybe slow down the leader, and you've got a teammate who's maybe coming up behind. That's team orders.
Yeah.
Not to say that doesn't happen, but it does occasionally happen.
I'm sure it's by accident, though.
Oh, just by accident. Looking back through the field, this is Joe Musso back here. Looking at Garrett Walden. Grady Gherkin now finds himself back in 9th. Austin Walton just behind him. Jeff Ramsdell back here. That's Jeff is currently in 11th with Jake Musso back here after that earlier spin. You see him back here in 12th. Tyler Lem is working his way around. He's in that 99 right there. He's got the 88 beneath him of Edward Scherer. Kai Kalmore just there as well. Kai finds himself back in 14th. We're the big lead, the big winner right now as far as the position battle is the 9 of Austin Walton. He is up 13 spots from where he qualified.
Yeah, and he's really the only big mover that we've got. Everybody else is staying kind of in the position of where they started, within 4 or 5 spots. But great job by Austin Walton to be able to overcome that qualifying start towards the back and just keep a clean race going and be able to make his way now into the top 10.
So I think it's going to be really close here. You do see some drivers on pit road. Grady Gherkin just made his way onto pit road. But, just looking at what I think we're seeing on LeBombard's telemetry, now it's not as accurate as in the car, but he's got just under, I think, a half a tank of fuel there. And we've got 66 laps to go. And we were thinking that we could get around 100 laps per. So it's going to be pretty close that he could just continue on what he's got and finish this race without having to come back in.
Yeah, and right now he has enough of a lead over Keenan Shoddy. He's up to almost 2 seconds. He could start saving a little bit of fuel through here. He could lift early, back to the gas just a little bit easier. When you're trying to save fuel, you're looking for ounces.
Yeah,
and if you can get enough ounces, pretty soon you can get a gallon, and it just starts adding up over time.
So Keenan Shoddy, Eric Lombard, Lucas Corbin, Jordan Wenzel, all those drivers, Brian Jones, Joe Musso, all came in at lap 97. The outlier right now, believe it or not, is Alex Daffin. He came in at lap 72. So he is the driver out there on the, let's look and see what his telemetry shows. Yeah, based on our calculations, that Daffin car is going to need to come in to get fuel before this race ends.
Can you take a look at Eric Lombard's telemetry again? Let's see if he's, it appears like he's lifting.
Oh, let's go inside the car then. Oh, yeah. He's completely shutting off that car and coasting.
Yep.
Car is off going in the corner. He is doing everything he can to save, as you said, ounces of fuel.
Yep.
Oh, right in front of him, you saw the car tag the wall. That is Tyler Lem in the 99. In fact, Tyler is the last car, I think, on the, yeah, he is the last car on the lead lap. So the last thing he wants to see is that, that 58 in his rearview mirror. But with the 58 saving fuel, that's to his advantage.
Yeah, Kai Collymore had been the last. Well, now it's switched. Telemetry's a little jumpy on us right now. So I don't know if no, Kai's now a lap down again. So
yeah, when the leader is highlighted, that's the running order. If I went to that second place driver Keenan Shoddy, then everything changes up a little bit in relation to that car.
Gotcha.
But this is a battle happening right here with the 45 of Keenan Shoddy going up under the 39, putting him a lap down. As the rest of the field, the leaders work their way through lap traffic.
Yeah, Keenan Shoddy, for the first time in the race, was having to battle to get, so he's running two wide, 3 wide at times, trying to get around some of those cars. And that had to take a toll on his tires, which could be why we've seen his lap speeds drop off. Oh, he's dropped off almost a second and a half now. No, full second and a half. So I think we're gonna have to see him pit sometime here in the next little bit. He's got 54 to go, so if he pits, he can get all new tires and fuel, have plenty of fuel and plenty of tires to make the rest of the way.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I think that what I'm seeing is that the strategy with those leaders who pitted last on lap 97, if you look at LeBombard, his goal is to save fuel and make it all the way around. His closest competitor is Shoddy, and he's just about 3 seconds behind. I'm sure if we go on board with the 45, we'll see the exact same thing. He is back there saving fuel.
Could be right. Could be right. Looks like the top 5 is staying relatively consistent. Doesn't look like people are really racing hard, fighting to get around each other. So I think you're onto something.
Yeah, I think they've all realized that the leader is saving fuel and is not planning on coming in for a pit stop. And all of a sudden, that changes your strategy as a driver. You got to figure out how to maintain that. So if we go take a look at Keenan Shoddy here. Well, he is really not. It doesn't appear to us that he is saving fuel. Let's go to another onboard camera. Let's go to Jordan Wenzel. Oh, Lucas Gortman right there on his tail. Let's go back out and take a. So these two are battling here. This is Wenzel and Gortman here battling for position. This is for P3 here between these two drivers. So you were thinking that maybe the 81, a little bit of contact there. The 81 was possibly saving fuel, but there's no way he can. He's got to fend off the battle of the 6.
Yeah, the 6 keeps getting alongside of him. So far, he's been able to hold him off. But
that's going to force those drivers to have to come back in, I think.
Yep.
And it would be bad for both. Now we switch off to those. Let's look at the 45 of Shoddy.
Yeah, he's fallen further behind Eric Lombard. He's 3 3/4 seconds back now. Running comparable lap times, though. They both had 19.6 as their last lap. Lucas Gortman was a 19.7.
Yeah, but think about it. Keenan Shoddy is not getting out of the throttle. His last lap was a 19.707. The leader was a 19.635. And going on board with Lombard, he's shutting off the car. So he's making faster lap times than the second place car, and he's actually doing that.
Wow.
All right, while we're looking at that, Lucas Gortman is battling door-to-door with the 81 of Wenzel. This is the biggest battle on the track at the moment.
He looks like, well, he did
Dakota
look like
Reeder's
he's
on
gonna
pit road.
clear him.
Just 42 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. Battles are all over the track. Right now we're watching the 6 and the 81. I'm just baffled by the fact that Eric Lombard is up there saving fuel, throttle down in the straights, cars shut off through the corners saving fuel, and he's turning faster laps than Keenan Shoddy, who's not doing that. Or at least similar.
Amazing.
Yeah. Lombard's last lap was a 17:20. I'm sorry, a 1972. Keenan Shoddy, 1971.
Yep.
Well, Jordan Wenzel finds himself finally in sole possession of third place without being attacked by the 6 of Gortman, who's back there with Eric Daffin. Let's go on board now with Wenzel if he's taking a different approach now that he's not in such a tough battle. Well, back up front, Eric Lombard leads. He's about to come up on some lap down traffic.
Just made a little contact with the wall there.
Yep, as you work its way around the 42.
Yeah.
42 is the lap down car.
Yeah, Tony Japs.
Yep. Tony Japs is giving a little bit of a touch. But here we go. He's coming up with a 55 of Vince Burns. I think that's the 39 of Kai Collmore there as he tries to work back. Oh, little bobble by the 58, a little sideways there. As they're 3 wide.
Yeah. 55 got into the wall. They were 3 wide. That is not where Eric Lombard wants to be at this stage of the race.
Well, his teammate, the 39 of Kai Collmore, up into the wall as the 58 begins to dance his way through lap traffic.
Yeah, I think that 55 of Vince Burns is having a little bit of difficulty. He scooted up there a couple times, and that car on the outside of him is making contact with the wall on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's Kai Collmore, the 39. He is a teammate of Eric Lombard. Last thing he wants to do is bring out a yellow here with just 32 laps to go.
Yeah, Eric Lombard has stretched his lead over Keenan Shoddy to over 5.5 seconds now. So he's saving fuel like you were talking about, but still pulling away from that second place car.
The advantage the leader has if a caution does come out is the restart. They're going to get that opportunity. to jump out 2-3 car lengths on the restart, and it's a whole lot easier to block than to charge.
Yep. Now with 30 to go, and you've got a lot of guys back here that definitely can make it on fuel and tires. Grady Gherkin last pitted at lap 157. Now he's a lap down. Garrett Walden in the lead car laps has the least amount of laps on his tires. He pitted at lap 105, so he's got only maybe about 8 laps over the leaders.
All right, the 58 coming up on top of, I think that's a 97 of Jeff Ramsdell. That's his next lap down car he will encounter. Jake Musso is now on pit road, 25. See, that 42 of Japs was just smacked into that safer barrier. I think if I'm Erica Bombard, I'm just kind of letting the 42 stay out in front. He pitted last on lap 164. He's got fresh tires. Doesn't have a lot of damage on that 42, but he certainly has been unfortunately the victim of a number of incidents which kind of set him back. So 55 now on pit road. So we're seeing a number of drivers forced to come in. Looking at our telemetry, I don't know how he's going to get 30 laps out of what's left in that car. Of course.
Yeah, that red light is very bright right now.
Yeah, that fuel pressure may be a big deal. Now again, our estimate is only an estimate. We don't have the telemetry, the information that the driver has. We can only base it on what we know.
Yeah, now that lead between Eric Bombard over Keenan Shoddy is 6.5, almost 7 seconds. So he is still pulling away.
The question is, can he do it with just 22 laps to go?
Yeah, he's got that in base. That he is over a straightaway ahead. He's going into, say, turn 2 as the leader's going, or as Keenan's going into turn 4.
All right, well, Bombard started in 6th. He's now leading this race. There's just 20 laps to go. He is, our guess is he's going to finish this race on fumes. We'll see. But now Jordan Wenzel is battling Keenan Shoddy for 2nd place here. And he's got the 94 of, what's it right? Oh, that's Matt Parasini. But of course, Matt's a few laps down here. He's 25 laps down, sitting behind the 81. But there's a 45. Jordan Wenzel takes over solidly 2nd place here.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether Keenan Shoddy is just saving fuel or if he is, just the handling is going away on his car, because he is definitely off the pace that he was setting earlier. See a couple cars coming into the pits right now.
Corey Ennis and Kai Collmore both have meatballs. They must have gotten together. Let's see if we can figure out just where. Trying to see what happened to the 39. Not sure what happened.
Yeah.
No, can't
Definitely
tell
off
what
the
happened.
pace,
Yeah,
though.
no idea. All right, well, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Eric Bombard out in front, 13 laps to go.
And
But-
now we're down to only 7 cars on the, or either 7 or 8 cars on the lead lap. 7 cars.
7
Lucas
cars.
Portman is the last car on the lead lap right now, which means Grady Gherkin just got lapped by Eric Bombard not too long ago. So those 7 cars are Eric Bombard, Jordan Wenzel, Keenan Shoddy, Garrett Walden, Brian Jones, Joe Musso, and Lucas Gortman. Those are the 7 cars on the lead lap. 11 laps to go. We've been on a long green flag run here, which has really helped make this race a lot more exciting. Eric Bombard has got to be just watching his fuel pressure gauge and just listening and feeling for that first bobble. His fuel situation is so low now. You saw several laps ago, he was in the red light was on. He feels like he can make it. Let's see what happens.
Well, he's been, I have to say, for the past, 90 laps or so, he has been basically shutting off the car at about 40% of the time, going into the corners and then out. So even if it's 25% of the time out of the throttle, he could save a lot of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do it for that long, it's pretty amazing what you can save.
But now he's dealing with, he's coming back around, and he's come up to Lucas Gortman, your point leader, and he's putting him a lap down.
Boy. Yeah, Lucas Gortman on the same pit strategy. They both pitted at lap 97, so...
I think the 58's biggest trouble right now is he is in a lot of traffic.
Yeah. But he's still running respectable lap times compared to everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
He and Jordan Wenzel are about the same at 19.8, but most of the other leaders are 20. So, full second, a little over a second slower.
58 works his way pretty well and stays out of trouble as he worked his way through about 4 or 5 cars there. Here we are with just 4 laps to go. Taking the crossing the stripe. Now we're 3 laps to go here as we count down the final laps here at North Wilkesboro. Your leader, Eric Bombard. Second place, Jordan Wenzel. He is about 6 seconds back. Keenan Shoddy, still respectable. Looking at the leaders, we haven't had that many leaders tonight. A total of just 4. Shoddy, Bombard, Gherkin, and Daffin. That was it. All right, just 2 laps to go as the 58 tries to put the 46 another lap down. Oh, gets the white flag here. Last lap here at North Wilkesboro. We're watching Eric Bombard magically save fuel. We'll have to ask about that in his interview.
Yeah.
As well as the other 3. So Bombard, Wenzel, Walden. That's our top 3 here at North Wilkesboro. Eric Bombard makes it, saves fuel, and wins the Window World 225 here at North Wilkesboro.
Keenan Shoddy was almost able to hang on to a podium, but ended up just less than a second or less than a tenth of a second behind Garrett Walden, who squeaked past him there at the end. Some great driving tonight, but also some great math work in the back of your head. The cars pull up there for their traditional top three pose for the photo at the start-finish line.
58 of Eric Lombard comes through as the winner, as the second and third place cars will take off, and we'll get our celebratory burnout from Mr. Lombard if he has any fuel.
Well, he's doing one, so he must have something. Maybe not much, but
All right, while Eric celebrates, we'll go ahead and bring you the current results. All right, there you have it.
oh, Eric Lombard, you saw it, folks. Comes across the finish line first, followed by Jordan Wenzel in second, Garrett Walden in third, Keenan Shoddy in fourth, Brian Jones in fifth, Grady Gherkin sixth, Joe Musso in seventh, Lucas Gortman in eighth, Tyler Lemon ninth, and rounding out the top 10, Austin Walton, we talked about.
All right, Jeff Ramsdell finishes in 11th with Jake Musso in 12th, Alex Daffin in 13th, Ed Shearer in 14th, Vince Burns in 15th. Kai Collmore finishes in 16th with Tony Japs in 17th, Matthew Wheeler in 18th, Joe Torres in 19th, and Matt Parasini finishes in 20th.
Rounding out the finish, Corey Ennis in 21st, Dakota Reeder in 22nd, Scott Thomas in 23, and Mike Wheel in 24th. You saw Mike get taken out in one of those early mishaps, ruined his race before it got started almost.
All right, your Hard Charger award goes to Austin Walton, who gained 13 spots overall. Most laps led will go to Keenan Shoddy, 124 laps. Fastest lap, Eric Lombard, 18.255. And your pole sitter, Joe Musso, gets that pole award. Total of 6 different lead changes, 4 different leaders, 12 cautions for 48 laps. That rounded out pretty well for a short track race.
It really was. I was worried, honestly, in the early laps when we had so many cautions right out of the chute. But guys got it together and were able to put together a couple really long green runs at the end of this race.
All right, with that, we'll bring Garrett Walden into the broadcast booth. Garrett, congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a tough one, but rode it out and did what I could, and I came home a good finish.
Congratulations with that. You started you gained 8 spots where you started, but you had an earlier incident, I think, early on in the race, somewhere around lap 40 or so, but really rebounded and just steadily climbed right back up to put yourself in scoring position.
Yeah, it was just an earlier mishap that we were 3 wide, and I didn't realize how close the guy on the bottom was to me, and I kind of gunned the throttle just so we didn't hit each other and spun myself around. But it was just a nice spin out, didn't hit nobody. I stayed off the track, and then from there it was just, all right, I'm gonna hit my marks, just be consistent, take care of the tires. And then we had that really long green flag run. I knew that if I had saved my tires and just got in my rhythm like I had been, like I knew I could be there somewhere at the end, and I was just very happy to get to where I was. And this is the best finish I had all year, something I really needed for confidence. So I'm just very happy with where we ended.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Oh yeah, just shout out to my team, SFM 1 and 2. Big shout out to you guys putting on a good broadcast, awesome broadcast for us every week. Shout out to the admins and all the guys we race with every week. Shout out to my mom and my girlfriend who are always supporting me in everything I do. And big shout out to Eric and Jordan also for their second win tonight. So just happy all around.
All right. There you have it, folks. Garrett Walden finishes here P3 here at North Wilkesboro. I guess we'll see you, Garrett, next week in Indianapolis. All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and bring in Jordan Wenzel into the broadcast booth. Here he is. Jordan, congratulations on your second place finish.
Well, thank you.
Man, I go ahead, Jeff. I think that we're just completely amazed at the fuel saving.
Yeah, the fuel was very interesting there because I ran out of 4.
Wow.
That's close.
It's very tight.
When did you start saving? Because it looked to us like Eric Lombard started very early saving fuel. How about you? When did you start?
I don't know that I necessarily like started saving on any of that. It just like I started running less hard, I guess, just as a way to. I wasn't clutching or anything like he was. It was just roll it into the corner more, let it rotate by itself more, and then just run away or try to run away at that point. And that's the closest fuel number I've had outside of a road course.
Yeah, no, we were absolutely shocked. We do have some telemetry in the booth, and it's not as accurate as what you guys have in the car. But as we saw both you and Eric winding down those laps, our telemetry was like the red bar kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter till it was nearly non-existent. So you and Eric were definitely on fumes at the end, as you indicated as well.
Yeah, and not only that, but the tire was wearing quite a bit here. We did that entire run. My right front and right rear were around 50, and it was so much fun. Just like you could see who could save their stuff and who couldn't because of just the way that the momentum would be. I mean, when we were all on equal stuff, it was very, gridlocked, interstate traffic. And once we got ourselves a run going, oh my God, that was just so much fun.
Yeah, we went through a spat or a spate of cautions there early on, which didn't bode well. But y'all guys, y'all just kind of settled in after a while and really put on there some great battles all around the track.
Yeah, shout out to just everybody that was being very polite, and just they would notice that I've got better tires and I'd catch them, and just being polite and not dooring you when you're trying to get through there. But just really good racing here tonight. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Any shout outs tonight?
You guys for putting this broadcast together, all the guys that help run the league with me, my friends Cameron, Jess, Jose, V, Iris, David, all of them. I love all of them. And then my team, obviously, SFM. We're getting really good in the team points here, so hopefully we can get that up and getting a lot of good finishes here. So I'm hoping to lock up the regular season championship as well.
Well, congratulations on your finish, and we'll see you next week in Indy.
Alrighty, see you then.
Got it. All right, that's Jordan Wenzel finishing here in second. And with that, we'll bring into the broadcast booth Mr. Eric Lombard, your winner tonight of the Windows World 225.
Hello,
Eric. We were just talking to Jordan. Man, we're just amazed by your ability to save fuel. Just it's amazing.
I mean, yeah. I honestly did not even think about saving for the first large portion of that run. I'm not exactly sure how long it was. I think it was over 100 laps.
Oh yeah.
Or no, I think it was closer to 80, something like that. But I don't know. I just for the first 20, 30, maybe even 40 laps, did not even consider fuel saving because I did not think anyone would. I did not think us as a group had the potential to go that long without causing a caution, especially after putting together 5 cautions in 30 laps at the start. But I guess it was just a learning process. Everyone figured it out, and then I started clutching it in around lap 160, and because of the way this track is, which is how much downtime you already usually have on the throttle, clutch it in really did not affect speed that much, and just all it allowed me to do was just save fuel a lot.
Well, I think
So
you just hit on something that we were noticing in the broadcast, where you were running with Keenan Shoddy in second. We were doing comparable lap times with him not clutching, staying on the gas, and you were clutching it through the corners. You had identical times. It was pretty amazing.
yeah, I mean, really just clutching is only slightly worse, especially if you're rev matching. Whenever you get off the clutch, so it was one time, I think it was in like lap like 180. It was going down the 3. I was on the clutch fully. My finger just slipped. I got off the clutch and I almost spun. Not sure if that was caught, but just the entire back end came around. I had to lock down the fronts to avoid from just cleaning myself out for no reason when I had a 6-second lead.
Well, again, congratulations. And, it's one thing to say that, you started up front and you ran the whole race up front, but you didn't. Run around lap 60 or so, you wound up in an incident. You wound up had to charge your way back up.
Yeah, there were a lot of setbacks this race, especially towards the end of that stage when I was running behind Keenan and just lost it all on my own, spinning.
Yep.
And just so many other instances where I would almost spin. I think I had about 5 caught spins, and 2 of those I got loose, caught my spun, and instantly caution came out saving me. So I had great luck with cautions. Didn't get involved in any real wrecks, never had any damage. So I kept the car clean, but I certainly put some marks down on the pavement.
Well, turn 4 bit a lot of drivers tonight. That exit off of turn 4 is tough. So
Definitely.
All
Jordan,
right.
one thing I noticed too, or excuse me,
go
Eric,
ahead.
one thing I noticed too is this is really going to help you as far as you took a setback in the points when you weren't able to race. I think it was due to some computer problems, but now you seem to be on a tear. You're working your way back up there, and this is, I mean, you're already in the top 5 before this win. Now you have more wins than anyone. You've got 5 wins, and I think Jordan's the only one close to you with 4. So it's you're peaking at the right time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously setback. I think I missed like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Not having a computer, and I've put the thought of winning the regular season championship out of my mind. That's kind of a pipe dream at this point. I would love to still put something together. Do have a decent amount of time left in the regular season, but my main goal I set at the start of the season, I wanted to slightly ambitious. I wanted to win a third of the races in the season. So I have 5 now. I'm gonna need to pull 7 more wins before the end of the season if I want to achieve that goal.
Okay, that's a lofty goal amongst the great competitors. Well, good luck to you. Congratulations on your win. Shout outs tonight.
I want to shout out my teammate Kai. He didn't have the best race, but he still got that win last week. That's gonna help. And I want to finally shout out my friends because I always forget every single race and they always yell at me. I got Joey, Matthew, 2 of my buddies. They were not helpful at all. They would laugh at me every time I spun, but it's still they're still there.
Well, congratulations on your win. Next week will be in Indianapolis. Is that a good track for you?
Haven't raced there often, but I think as always the goal is to win. So
Sure. Well, good luck to you and congratulations on your victory tonight.
Yep, thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You got it.
You too.
All right, that's it for that. Let's go back to our results here again. Erica Bombard brings it home, 81 laps led, and wins here at the Window World 225 here in North Wilkesboro. Overall, Jeff, I was a little bit nervous at the start of that race as cautions begin to pile up, and we saw 6, 8, 10 cautions. Like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? But you know what? The second half of this race was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I was thinking the same thing. I thought we were in trouble in that early stage, but boy, they got it together and were able to put together, I thought, one of the more exciting races this year. We had on a track that's hard to pass. We didn't necessarily have a lot of lead changes, but we had a lot of battles going on throughout the field, and we don't often get to see that. But I thought tonight was very exciting. It was a very good race to watch and a fun race to broadcast.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in tonight to the iNRS Racing Series here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Your winner, Eric Lombard, brings it home. Next week, we will be on Wednesday night here at North Wilkesboro for the IWM Cup Series. And then Thursday, we will join the iNRS Cup Series as they take on Indianapolis in a preview of that Sunday's Cup Series. So for Jeff and myself, we wish you a pleasant night. God bless, and we'll see you next week.